Welcome to Apex Legends. The first thing you do once you're in the game is the tutorial. If you haven't done that, go do that right now. My controls will probably be different from yours, but if you want to change yours, go change them in your settings, controls, keybinds. Either way, the concept will still be the same, so don't worry about that too much if you just want to leave yours as it is. This lesson's goal is to teach you basic game sense, movement, and aim. First things first, I'll be talking about how to move. I know it sounds weird, but movement in Apex Legends probably has the highest skill ceiling since there are a lot of different techniques for movement. However, I'll just be teaching some easy and basic movement techniques such as slide jumping and wall bounces. To slide jump, all you need to do is run, crouch, and jump at the end. Doing this makes you travel significantly faster and farther in a short amount of time, which can save you from getting shot at while wide out in the open. For max effectiveness, make sure you holster your weapon. Moving on to wall bouncing. Wall bouncing is when you slide and jump and bounce off a wall from the jump. It'll be better if you watch my key inputs here and add scroll wheel down as you jump. It is also key to make sure you let go of the forward movement key once you wall bounce. Aiming. There are two methods of practicing your aim in Apex Legends. The most common method you might think of is simply learning how to control the recoil by practicing the recoil patterns. This method works, but there's a much easier method to control recoil. Recoil smoothing. Recoil smoothing is when you shoot and pull either left or right with your mouse while pressing the opposite directional key. As you can see, compared to earlier when just controlling recoil, this method is much easier and simpler. Since it's easier to do, you'll hit more shots while doing it. Moving on to game sense. As you play Apex Legends or any FPS first-person shooter, you develop something that's called game sense. Game sense is what separates good players from great ones. This includes, but is not limited to, situational awareness, tactical decision making, opponent reading, resource management, and teamwork. To develop game sense, you need to have experience, practice, and a deep understanding of the game mechanics. I can't teach advanced levels of game sense today, so we'll be learning some basic game sense. How to position yourself in fights, leaving fights, and after fights. The other and last thing I will teach is how you should be using your Apex Legend and how I use my Apex Legend in fights and in general. Positioning yourself in the fight, there are 4 things I pay attention to. Where the enemies are, where cover is, where high ground is, and where I can retreat to if I need to. Knowing where enemies are makes sure that you don't accidentally run into them or run into their line of sight for an extended amount of time. Otherwise, it can cost you your life. This leads to knowing where cover is. If you have to run into the enemy's line of sight, you should run cover to minimize the damage you take. Knowing where high ground is can either give you the advantage in a fight or make you constantly at a disadvantage. If a person shoots at you from higher ground, you're instantly limited on where you can run to, since behind some cover, they may be able to shoot you. Knowing where you can retreat to makes your chances of survival higher if you have to leave the current fight. If you're ambushed and you panic, thinking about where to go, your chances of survival is instantly lowered. By having a pre-thought plan of where to run to in every situation, you can make sure that you survive longer. Finally, after fights, you should always be ready for a third party. Another team, because 9 times out of 10, there will always be another one. Get an armor swap if you need to, revive your teammates if you have to, and heal up. Try to reset and go to a spot with an advantage, or if you can't do that, be ready to retreat. First off, I have my generator in this room, my fenced off part of the hallway. This restricts my opponent's movement, and it also made sure that I did constantly heal if they do damage me. Then from here, I expand out a little with my fences, place some more. Then I go back for cover, because I don't want to get shot. And I peek out again, get shot at for a little while trying to place more fences. I'm regenning here. And then I just go back and I shoot them for free, because not only do the Watson fences restrict movements, it also kind of reduces what they can see, because you can't really see through all that fences. Crack one. So I hear that one is cracked, and I also see that they're fenced, so that means they're stunned. So I try going back for the peek, and I knock them there.
Look at Project Go.
Now here, so knowing that I'm a free target here, I use movement to try and throw them off. So I wall bounce, and now instantly I'm in the air. So that means they have to flick up to me. See, this person's still shooting the wall while I'm up in the air. And then I beam them for free. But then I see that, okay, I'm kind of low health. There's another person, so I should probably retreat. So I do. I go back into my little area. I try wall bouncing there, but I messed it up because I got hit by the grenade. So once you take damage, you can't really do any movement techniques. On some regen, I go back in, I wall bounce to try and catch one off guard. Move on to the person who's self-reviving in this room, the one I knocked. I thirst him, finish him. Get the red armor, which is basically more health for me. I trapped one, the other person runs in, so I fenced them off. And then here, what I probably should have done is grab that armor and that death bot's right on the left. You can't really see it. But after doing that, I can probably chase this person and then kill them at least. Or if I really wanted to, I could have turned around and grabbed my armor I just swapped. But instead, I try to run away. I get a dead slide, which means that I didn't get like any momentum off that slide. So I'm kind of just stuck, and then I ditch shot and I die. So already what you see is I pointed out a few mistakes I made and how I can improve on it. So you can see how I use my legend here. And in the last clip, I use it to restrict movement, reduce their visibility, and all in all, I just create a perimeter because that's what my legend is for, since it's a defense legend. I hope you might have been able to learn some, if not all, of what I said. The key one being game sense. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully with your newfound knowledge, you might be able to apply it in game.